Last week I felt like I cheated you guys. I got you right on the edge. You were beleaguered with great energy and you just wanted me to succeed. Actually, Dolly said, I felt so good about what you were doing and saying, even though I didn't know what the heck you were talking about. And I promised you last week that I was going to tell you about a man named John Gunther. John Gunther is a man that believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. You know the story. I was brought up in a home where my parents were really good people, but they brought me up in what I would call a lie. Now, they told a lot of great truths. One of the truths was that, hey, I was a child of the Most High God. Truth. But what they also told me was that because I was black, because we were poor, and that we were born on this side of the tracks, that we would only ever be able to go so far and do so many things. And so because of that lie, I just never thought I was good enough. Some things happened in my life, but you know, that was okay. I went off and I joined the Air Force, and I started doing some mighty good things. And as I said last week, I would make good money, but I wouldn't pay bills. That's pretty stupid, isn't it, Joseph? If you got money, you should pay your bills.
Correct.
I would take my qualification exams for being a young cop, and I did really well. As I said, I made 100% on that QC evaluation. That was the first time that an airman had done that, but I would keep messing up. Every time I would take 2 steps forward, I said I'd take 3 steps back. I was stuck. And as I said, stuck sucks. I had this whole mental mindset that I was not good enough, that I can only go so far. And then as I started going through my life at Minot, North Dakota, I met a man named John C. Gunther. And John C. Gunther was a tech sergeant. He was our NCOIC. That's non-commissioned officer in charge. He was my NCOIC, and he was one of the 12 outstanding airmen of the Air Force. Now that was a huge deal. Every year, they picked 12 members of the United States Air Force from E1 all the way up to E9, and they said, these are the greatest guys out there. And John Gunther was the man. When everybody else was screwing around, John Gunther was handling his business. He was a nice guy. He always had himself squared away. He always was looking good and acting sharp. And he always had a smile. Smile for even someone like me, a screw up. And as I was going through my career as a young NCO in Minot, North Dakota, he pulled me to the side one day. And he said, Lefford, I can see in you that there's something that you're not letting out. You do well at work. You're a smart guy. You're healthy. You do really good on your physical training. But why do you keep messing up? At that time, I'd become a married guy. I was married, beautiful wife, beautiful kids, a beautiful son. I didn't have kids. Oh, they can't prove that anyway. I had one son. And beautiful, beautiful boy, but I kept messing up. And he said something to me that you may see that's harsh, but he said to me, Lefford, I'm not gonna allow your stupidity to ruin your Air Force career or your family. I'm not gonna let you do it. So he put me under his arms. He kept me under his arms. He started teaching me how to live a good life. And I started paying attention. It was hard on me. It was really hard on me because he didn't look like me. He was about this tall, good-looking white guy. Not that I was into good-looking white guys, but you know, he was a really good guy, but he brought me under his wing. It was the first time that somebody had pulled me to the side that wasn't my family member and said, you're good and you'll be all right. I'm not gonna let you fail. I'm not gonna let you fail. And that's when I learned of this understanding that you didn't have to grow up on the good side of the tracks. You didn't have to have somebody that looked exactly like you that was gonna help you. You didn't even need to be stuck in circumstances just because you didn't feel good about yourself. You didn't have to do that because there's always people out there that can see more into you than you can see in yourself. I grew up in the South, as many people know. And if you listen to the news, if you watch television, the South is full of rednecks and bigots and all this other stuff. As I said, this guy looked nothing like me, and he pulled me out of where I was. He pulled me out of that thought that because of the color of my skin, because of my economic status, that I couldn't do anything. It wasn't that he looked at me because of the color. It was that he looked at me inside. He was the man that can see inside me that I couldn't see within myself. And so what I'll tell you that story, look around you. No, I'm serious, look around you. It's not, this place isn't based on color. It's not based on age. It's not based on religious affiliation. It's not based on any of that. It's people that care about you, no matter who you are. There are people that want you to do good or better, no matter who you are. It's people that are just good people for goodness sake. So, does it matter your color? Does it matter your economic status? Does it matter where you come from? None of that matters. Because we're not our outside, we're our inside. And if you're bigger on the inside, then you're bigger on the outside. You can achieve everything, and you can achieve anything. So, as I stand here before you, tall, dark, and handsome, all kind of attitude, a very successful man. It's not where you start. It's not necessarily where you end. It's the people that you pick up along your way, and the people that will pick you up along the way. So I'll ask you to go forth. And how you do it, Ryan? Go forth and prosper. But as you prosper, pull somebody up as you go. Because the person that you save could be somebody like me. Mr. Tabletop's Master.